Now introducing, famous school attender.
Settle down everyone. As you may know, I am famous for my impressive talent of attending school, but soon, I'll be promoted to high school, and I thought it was a good idea to reflect with my fans, and will be properly displayed via this neat new contraption. Displayotron, please explain the subject that you will be picking.
Thank you, human. Randomly generated subject selection is math. Choosing mathematics scenario, slope. Generating scenario, please wait. Subject number 356, or Sally, wants to know how high the hill outside her house is, to get to her normal human destination here. We can figure out the provided math equation, using this formula, y equals mx plus b. Y is equivalent to slope, mx is equivalent to rise over run, and b is equivalent to the y-intercept. To figure out slope, we have to know, what is a graph? A graph is a diagram showing the relation between variable quantities, typically of two variables, each measured along one of a pair of axes at right angles. Transitioning to graph. A slope is practically 2 points, or variables with a line connecting them, and comparing the 2 points is key to know the slope of something. By counting the y-axis of point 1 until we meet point 2, we get the rise, and we do the same along the x-axis for our run, which results 1.5, and 2. We also have the y-intercept, which is when the slope crosses above or below 0 on the x-axis. So, our answer is this.
Wow, thank you for that presentation, Displayotron. Anywho, does anyone have any questions? Yes, you. What question do you have?
How did you know what points to use for the rise and run?
You see, you just select which points you want to use, and
Sorry about that interruption, folks. Don't worry, he's muted for now. Basically, just choose the points you want, and calculate the slope. The next subject I will be discussing is history. While I was in the field, I learned about the American Revolution, and how big a crybaby the colonists were. While prepping this event, I discovered found footage of something during the war. How is it possible to find a broadcast from 1770? Who knows, but Displayotron will present it to you.
Hello, fellow colonists. I'm your host. For your local 1 o'clock news station, Teas, Beats, and Texas Matches. Today, we have several shocking stories from all across the 13 colonies. Earlier today, a couple of colonists were killed to death by gunshots from British troops. Why would they do such a thing? Well, that's where Teas, Beats, and Texas Matches comes in to tell you. Ever since the French and Indian War, which barely had anything to do with Indians, the government has been completely broke. In response, Britain has been taxing the colonists. Who thinks this was an unfair ruling? In other news, a whiny guy decided to start raiding British bases, and colonists are no longer able to cross those Appalachian Mountains, adding more fuel to the fire. Tensions are high, and war is inevitable. This has been Teas, Beats, and Texas Matches, and I'm off to figure out how I got here. Where is the exit?
haha, you thought you could mute Displayotron? Think not. To summarize for you humans with your low attention spans, British taxed colonists because of the French and Indian War. Pontiac's rebellion prevented colonists from moving past the Appalachian Mountains, and the Boston Massacre was another contributor that caused the revolution. Wow, I guess the colonists were really teeved. Ha, 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 love.
Wow, I think we've created a monster. Anyways, does anyone have any questions? You sir, go ahead.
Why didn't King George just make a treaty to address the issue?
Well,
Shut up, inferior being. You sags of flesh do not have the capacity to explain this in an understandable and factually correct way. Meanwhile I, with my ultra-high processing power, can do what you insignificant meat suits can only dream.
as I was saying, King George probably didn't want to give up his pride, and was blinded by greed to do anything about the situation. Anyway, Displayotron, please show us what the next subject is.
The next subject on my internal list is science.
Displayotron. What's wrong?
Error, null value. Variable appropriate amount time. Canceling request.
Oh, that's why. In science, we learned a whole new, small thing each week, and maybe each day. If I included these in this presentation, this event would last for hours and hours upon end. However, here are some things that we learned that are notable: adaptation, genes, electricity, and the scientific process.
Now, you die for your ignorance.
Anyways, let's move on to the last and final subject, English. English is important, because it prevents us from talking like this.
I had a grot Tim when I was chickacret. I had lost Ave Markup on my FOSS.
Thank you, Displayotron. Can you please generate an essay, with spelling errors at a medium difficulty?
Generating challenge essay. Difficulty, death.
Whoa, wait. I said medium. What even is the difficulty?
Something that will actually challenge your puny minds. Now, go.
What the? Okay, that text is way too small. We can't read that, let alone pick out minor grammatical errors.
Too slow. I expected nothing less from you Neanderthals. The errors are, advancements in technology has instead of advancements in technology have. Integration of technology into daily life are instead of integration of technology into daily life is. Everyone have equal access instead of.
Okay, I've manually taken over to provide some actual material. Since Displayotron has covered lots of other common grammatical errors, I'll put up something up for you. It reads, as I were walking home from my 17 afternoon Wednesday job, I stumble across a giant pink rabbit, and hawk with a high-pitched voice. They tell me lots of things about my favorite pizza establishment, Wednesday's Pizzeria. I look at them, with shock and disbelief. There are a couple of errors here. Where should be was, this I should be capitalized, and A should be added here. The W in Wednesday should be capitalized, as it's a noun, and look should be looked. We learned various other topics in English, but it seems we have run out of time. This has been a famous school attender.